End of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. I want to get right to the point of today's episode. I went to Lexmark's website. I pulled up their data privacy policy. I read it, and I was horrified by what I read. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you that privacy policy and what horrified me so much. Because I believe, with all of my heart, based on what I read on Lexmark's website, that they're giving your data to China. And if your data is going to China, your data is in the hands of the Chinese Communist Party. It's right on their website, ladies and gentlemen. Before I get started in today's episode, I want to do a big shout out to my friend Morton B. Rideoff out of Europe. Morton published an article yesterday, and ladies and gentlemen, he did a lot of research. He put a lot of thought into this article. Title of it, Uyghur Muslims, the Forced Labor of China. Ladies and gentlemen, read this article. Get outraged. I know a lot of you are still outraged by the movie you saw over the 4th of July weekend. We got a real-life drama unfolding right in front of our eyes in our own industry. We should be outraged about it. We should be demanding answers from Lexmark. We should be holding Lexmark and all the 9-star subsidiaries accountable. We can do this as an industry. It's not a movie. It's real life. Thank you, Morton. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want us all to think about Lexmark's IoT platform. Optra IoT, collecting data. We're going to help people with data. We got all these sensors. We're going to collect all this data. We're going to put it in our cloud. You know, a while back I did a satire and I showed the balloon, the China balloon flying across the United States. And I'm thinking to myself, hey, is the data from the Optra IoT getting sucked up into the balloon and going back to Beijing? You know, a lot of people thought, oh, that's just silly, Ray. But then I'm sitting here reading Lexmark's privacy policy around data, and they're telling the whole world they're giving it to China. So, was it crazy? Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask everybody a question. Who trusts China to obey international laws regarding data? Who trusts China to obey international laws regarding data? Actually, regarding anything. Seriously. China is using data and AI as part of their policing their people. And folks, when China polices its people, it's not like the free world. They're looking for people that are practicing a religion that they don't approve of. They're looking for people that are trying to stand up for democracy. Oh, that can't happen. You're going to a re-education camp and you're going to fix stuff or build stuff for PRC companies. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of times we give away data, and I've said this before, the people that are giving away the data, maybe they just can't imagine or comprehend how that data can be used. When the Chinese Communist Party is getting our data, how they use it is probably unimaginable to most people in the free world. But I strongly suggest that we start imagining, and really quick. So, ladies and gentlemen, before I get into the privacy policy, I want to share again the response that Lexmark put on their website regarding the Homeland Security banning 9-star Lexmark's owners and 8 subsidiaries from bringing products into the U.S. supply chain based on the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act. In this statement that they hit on their website, as far as I'm concerned, it says Lexmark issues statement on supply chain. It doesn't say anything about forced labor. It doesn't say anything about Uyghurs. It doesn't say anything about any of that. What Lexmark says is 9-star is just one of their suppliers. Is that a lie? Is that an exaggeration? I believe it to be a lie. They said that 9-star is just an investor. Is that an exaggeration? Is that misleading? I believe that's an absolute lie. And ladies and gentlemen, when you read this response, they're completely trying to shift and distract the reader from the realities of the Homeland Security ban. Is that misleading or is that a lie? I believe it's a lie. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I need you all to go to Lexmark's website and pull this up about their personal data and the security around your data. And read it. I'm not going to read it here today, but what I'm going to read you is a couple paragraphs out of it. I want to start with this one, sharing data. We keep your personal data confidential. That's how it starts out. Lexmark, who the hell is we? Nine Star owns you. Are you talking about we, you, Nine Star, and the Chinese Communist Party? Who the hell is we? We engage service providers and suppliers, agents, to perform certain functions on our behalf. Who the hell is we? Nine Star, your owners? The Chinese Communist Party? Those agents will be permitted to process personal data only to perform the services specified by Lexmark. Those agents? I think the word agents probably a pretty good word. Are they agents for the Communist Chinese Party? Lexmark will seek appropriate protection for personal information in these types of transactions. That's fantastic. That's fantastic, Lexmark. But who the hell is we? Now, ladies and gentlemen, when I read you this, if this doesn't scare the absolute crap out of you, I don't know what will. If this doesn't cause an alarm, I don't know what will. Let me read it. Cross-border transfers. We are a global organization with offices and customers around the world. To efficiently manage our business and best serve you, all kinds of data, not just personal data, may be transferred and accessed by Lexmark entities worldwide on the basis of this privacy notice and in alignment with international data privacy standards. Who in the world believes that China will abide by international law regarding data? And we all do understand that Lexmark's entities worldwide, they're owned by Nine Star, a PRC company based in communist China. We may store, transfer, and process personal data in the United States and other countries where we maintain facilities. I guess the facility in Zhuhai. By using our websites or services, you consent to any such transfer of information outside your country. Ladies and gentlemen, is this not alarming? I think it's extremely alarming. Because we haven't asked Lexmark any damn questions as an industry. We're allowing Lexmark to completely gaslight the entire issue. This is alarming. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to wrap up today's episode with a couple of thoughts. You see here the Trojan horse. And folks, I want you to think about something. I want to go off course just a little bit, and I want to talk about this golf thing. And I don't want this to be about Democrats and Republicans and all that nonsense. I want this to be about America. I want this to be about other free nations. Countries like Saudi Arabia would love nothing more than raving fans inside the country that maybe they want to deflect what they might be doing in their own country. The PRC companies that buy up American companies, they love the American fans. They love the fans all over the free world. So when they do something outrageous, like get banned by the Department of Homeland Security, they have built-in fans that will defend them, that will gaslight the conversation. We see it going on right now regarding Lexmark. The PRC company called Nine Star, which obviously gets directions from the Communist Chinese Party, knew exactly what they were doing when they bought Lexmark. They have fans now that are dedicated to what? To Lexmark. But Lexmark is what? It's owned by Nine Star, a PRC company. And those folks that work in the free world for Lexmark, well, they automatically become propagandists. They're protecting their paychecks. They're protecting their security. And that PRC company called Nine Star gets that. We can't even have conversations about Lexmark here in our industry because we might upset somebody that works at Lexmark. This is a reality, folks. Otherwise, why the hell aren't we talking about this? It's an absolute reality. We're all sitting around trying to figure out how Lexmark can be totally agnostic to Nine Star. When Nine Star owns 62% of their equity, we're actually having these conversations. We're trying to justify that Lexmark makes stuff in a secret factory in Colorado somewhere. Ladies and gentlemen, the PRC company knew exactly what they were doing. And I believe Saudi Arabia knows exactly what they're doing when they get the PGA. One day, guess what? Saudi Arabia will do something that we don't like here in the free world. And you know what's going to happen? We're going to have a whole bunch of golf fans trying to defend Saudi Arabia. That's what Saudi Arabia is hoping anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to our industry. Here's what we can do right now as an industry. Cancel all data collection with Lexmark immediately. I strongly urge the industry to replace Lexmark and quickly and get them out of our supply chain. I know this is tough to hear if you work for Lexmark in the free world, but this is bigger than you. I've shared my thoughts on that already. The industry must seek to clearly understand what Lexmark is not saying. What are they not saying? I believe wholeheartedly that they lied on their statement that they issued on their website. Request that Lexmark share all information data they have access to regarding you and your end users. You should demand all the information they have on you right now. Where's it all at? And I want to know where you're sending it. You should demand it as an industry. Seek legal advice to clearly understand what impacts Lexmark's data sharing could have on your business. What are your data policies? Those dealer friends of mine, you have data policies of your own. What are they? And then you better understand the data policies that Lexmark has. Because at the end of the day, folks, I don't know how much clearer they could say it. I want to read it to you one last time all together. We are a global organization with offices and customers around the world. To efficiently manage our business and best serve you, all kinds of data, not just personal data, may be transferred and accessed by Lexmark entities worldwide on the basis of this privacy notice and in alignment with international data privacy standards. We may store, transfer, and process personal data in the United States and other countries where we maintain facilities. By using our website or services, you consent to any such transfers of information outside your country. Does anybody believe that the Chinese Communist Party is going to obey international laws around data? If the answer to that is no, then I strongly suggest we get Lexmark the hell out of our supply chain in the free world and all of the 9-star subsidiaries. More to come on this story, I assure you, folks, because everybody watching me knows this. Status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and I'll see you all tomorrow.